Are you a musician in need of some inspiration? Do this one easy thing. Sometimes being a musician feels like all work and no play. Inspiration to play and create seems further and further away. We're either practicing, learning new techniques, rehearsing, writing songs, learning songs, playing gigs, trying to book gigs, keeping up with social media, working our day job. Whatever it is, it's a lot. We do a lot of things. Let's talk about one easy thing to do to help us through times that we're just not feeling for you. Welcome to Groove, Sing, and All the Things. I'm your host, Amy Hailstone. I'm a singer, guitarist, and songwriter and educator. I've been teaching guitar for over 30 years, and I've been a vocal and performance coach for nearly a decade. I love to teach my students to sing with less tension and more freedom. So, being busy musicians, it's easy to forget why we're working so hard and lose our inspiration. Creativity starts to feel hard to come by. As singers, we need to have something to say, and writers, we need inspiration, we need ideas to put it all together. Guitarists need to have that creative spark and ways to lay down the harmony and the rhythm and the improvisation and, most importantly, the groove. So we all need inspiration. And it can all get very technical and lose the magic if we're always nose down, working for long stretches towards our goals. I find that one of the best things we can do is to go see live music. What does going to a live show do for inspiration or creativity? For me, it's the energy. Live music is one of the best ways that, for me, to get excited about playing or writing music again. It helps me to remember why I want to do this in the first place. And if you're not a musician, but you love music, of course, going to shows will just reignite your passion for music. And we all know live music can be transcendent, and it brings us back to the present moment. Everyone is there for the same reason, to experience something great and to be part of something bigger than ourselves. And it's the musician's job to give us that, to make us feel something. And feeling that energy is just contagious. By the way, do you remember your first concert? I was pretty lucky with the amount of concerts I got to go to as a kid. And I remember counting down the weeks to a big concert. Getting to go into the city and just the excitement and just the air of excitement walking into the arena and feeling like you're part of something just massive and important and big and exciting. And that anticipation and elation when the venue suddenly goes dark and the band's on stage and the people scream and the show lights up and the whistles and the oohs and the ahs, and buying the t-shirt and wearing the t-shirt to school the next day just to say oh yeah, I was there last night, I mean, yeah to all of it, right? But I find as we get older, I go to less and less shows, and I'm doing this podcast on this subject for myself as well, to remind me that it's so important to not only get out and experience live music and feel that energy and inspiration, but also to support the other artists that are out there making the music. So we have to find a way to fill the creative well. It just, inspires me to create again, to learn a new song, or it just stirs up enthusiasm and maybe renews a clear focus on a goal. In other words, I find it's the best way to fill the creative well, to just feel that inspiration, feel the reason why I wanted to make music in the first place, and I want you to remember why you want to make music in the first place, because it's not always easy to keep going, and I know you know that because you're a musician, and it takes a lot of tenacity to get to where you are. So whether we're seeing a singer-songwriter with just an acoustic guitar, or a full band, or maybe even a musical theater show, it takes us out of our everyday lives and just invites us to experience something more, something extraordinary. And it feels expansive and renewing, And that sense of inclusion and that shared experience goes a long way. It just, for me, again, it's like, oh, yeah, music is really awesome. Like, I remember why I like music, you know? So as adults, busy adults, how can we get these experiences when we're being pulled in 10 different directions at once? So one of the easiest things to do, or maybe it's not easy, but just one of the things to do, is to commit to going. Deciding to go is half the battle. Buying a ticket or making the plans to meet a friend. This makes us more accountable, of course. And it's so easy to bail on plans. Like, sometimes I have to literally make myself go out. But showing up really does make all the difference. Have you ever gone to a show and dinner with a friend and you were so tired beforehand and you just wanted to go home and just lay on the couch and watch TV? Yeah, I think we all have. We all know what that's about. But you showed up anyway and you had the best time. I've had that experience. And I mean, there's a lot of times I choose to stay home, rather than to fight traffic, pay $25 to park, whatever the obstacles are. But when I do make the effort, it's always usually worth it. And I always feel like I accomplished something just getting out of the house. So another thing we can do is just get on the list. Join the mailing list of artists and bands that you like and receive the newsletters of local papers. Like here in Nashville, I subscribe to NashvilleGuru.com, for instance, and I keep up to date on what's going on in the city, and I'm always amazed at how many events are going on in Nashville on any given night of the week. A few of the artists that I subscribe to, newsletters, of course, are Counting Crows. I subscribe to the singer-songwriter Sean McConnell, singer-songwriter Ron Pope. This is just to name a few, just to keep up with what they're doing, what they're creating, what they're releasing, and to support them when they do release new songs or go to their shows when I can. Again, just to support art. So artist lists and local newsletters will always keep you informed on what's going on. And even if I don't always make it out, I like to know what's going on because I'm inherently a homebody and I have to be reminded that I should leave my comfy bubble for new experiences. So seeing all the cool stuff that's going on will sometimes tempt me to make a plan to get out of the house. So for instance, last year I saw a special event that was going on at the Science Center. And it was on NashvilleGuru.com, right? So it was advertising for this event. I've never been to the Science Center, and it was a night of spirit tasting. So, obviously it was a nighttime event. There were no kids, and all adults were sipping bourbons and gins and all kinds of different things, and get your hands on the exhibits and the science shows and the experiments and the planetarium. Was such a fun and different kind of event that I wouldn't have known that was going on had I not checked out what's going on on NashvilleGuru.com or whatever the local papers are. Just find something that you kind of want to go check out. And again, it will just stir up your everyday life and give you some inspiration. So I think I alluded to a little bit before of supporting the arts. So as much as I love going to musical events, another thing to think about is just supporting the arts, whether it's music or not, because I love to go to musical events, but it's also fun to go out and find other things to do besides music sometimes, like wine tastings or art shows, comedy shows, just even a movie sometimes, just different things to appreciate things that people are creating for you to check out. I mean, I think as a society, we're kind of losing appreciation for the arts, and I really don't want that to happen. I want art to be taught in schools and to be supported and to be an important part of our society, because it really is important. And as artists, I know it feels like what we're doing isn't important, but it really is. It's to help other people find their inspiration when we're making our music. And so, being musicians, it is easy. If we're not getting out and we're not playing and we're not going to see shows and we're not seeing other musicians and not writing and not doing all these things,
it can be and we can feel very introverted, like we're just stuck in our own little bubble. I mean, that I'm speaking for me. I don't know if it's for everyone, but I'm very good at this. Just my little bubble. But trying to push ourselves to go out and experience live music and experience will again have that benefit of stirring up our inspiration and creativity. So another thing to think about is just being that well-rounded musician. I try to stay in touch with kind of what's going on in popular music and movies and TV shows, or what's on the best summer reads list, that type of thing. Even if I don't read those books or watch those shows, I just like to know what's going on. Again, kind of like I like to know what's going on in the city, even though I'm not going to everything. But so I think it's great to consume art and then have opinions on it, and knowing what you like and what you don't like, it keeps things interesting. Like, I never want to be that person at the dinner party that can't contribute to the conversation because they're like, oh, no, I don't know that. No, I've never seen that. No, I don't know that band. No, I don't know. I want to kind of know what's going on and have talking points, of, again, things you like and don't like. It creates conversation, right? I remember a long time ago hearing someone talking on TV or an article. I honestly don't remember what it was, but they were talking about how Madonna is such an interesting person because she's interested in things. And I understood what that meant. And it makes sense. Like, the most interesting people are interested in things, and they do things and they see things and have stimulating conversations about them. I digress, but like, I guess I'm saying I really want to be one of those people that can have those stimulating conversations and just kind of know what's going on and what I like and what I don't like. And so in conclusion, it's easy to stay home. We know that. It feels good in the moment. It actually takes a lot of effort to show up somewhere. It really does. But it will generally always create those good, warm, fuzzy feelings. We feel accomplished. And most importantly, we feel like we can have that renewed sense of creativity and feel that creative well. So what are some of the types of events that you like to go to? And what are some of the artists that you like to go see? Or who are some of the artists you like to go see, or who you subscribe to their newsletters? Let us know below in the comments if you're watching on YouTube, so we can check those things out as well. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'd love to offer you a free gift for spending some time with me today. I've made an exclusive video for the singers in the audience. It's called 3 Secrets and Exercises, an introduction to finding more freedom in your singing, where I give you 3 concepts and exercises to help you find more freedom and level up in your singing journey. If you're watching on YouTube, just click the link below, or if you're listening on your favorite streaming service, just go to amyhailstone.com/3secrets. And if you're interested in learning to play the guitar, or if you've been playing for a little while and want to level up your playing, I have an exclusive video for you too. 5 things every new guitar player needs to know, where I teach you valuable information to set you up for success in your playing. Being able to accompany yourself while performing is a skill that will benefit you in many ways in your performing career. Start building your playing skills today. Click the link below or go to amyhailstone.com/5things. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. If you've enjoyed it, it would mean so much to me if you leave a review on Apple Podcasts. And if you're watching on YouTube, please give us a subscribe and like and share. Leave us a comment down below on some of the things that you like to go do and some of the artists that you like to go see. You can always visit me at amyhailstone.com to book a coaching session or a guitar lesson. I would love to see you there. I teach online, so wherever you are in the world, we can have a lesson together. So if you want to take advantage of the exclusive videos I have for you, for the singers, it's amyhailstone.com/5secrets. Thanks again for joining me today on Groove Sing and All the Things. I appreciate your time and attention, and we'll see you in the next episode.